welcome back to my channel. Me and Marco are here today. Say hi, Boo-Boo. Marco's not feeling super well today, so he may not be super present in our video, but I did want him with me. Not that I forced him to be with me right now, but we're talking about one of my favorite things today, which is my fur baby. Yes, we're talking about pets. Yay! Have you ever heard others talk about their carbon footprint and how they can be more sustainable so that they can reduce their carbon footprint on the earth? Well, today I want to pose a question to you. What about your dog or cat's carbon paw print? Your furry friend can have just as much an environmental impact as we can have on the earth. However, it's not exactly their fault. We're the ones who provide to them and give to them. So, I want to talk to you guys about how we can become more sustainable pet owners. I've done some research. I even do some of these things on my own. Some of these I do wish to implement into our lives. And I just want to share them with you. So let's get started. So many brands of pet food are sold in plastic bags or containers, including Marco's, unfortunately. He's on a special diet though, so I haven't been able to find his brand of food in a more sustainable packaging. I challenge you though to find your pet's suitable food and see if they sell it in a more sustainable packaging, such as paper or cardboard, to reduce that plastic that's coming into your home. You should always be very conscious about what you're feeding your fur babies when it comes to their food or their treats. If you have the time, you should think about making their food and their treats at home. This way you know what's going into it, so you know it'll be healthy for them. And I encourage you to also do your research before you start just making them food, because there's a lot of foods that are not good for your dogs or your cats. But if you end up making your dog or cat's food and treats at home, that saves a lot more money in the long run, and it's healthier for them. Marco sees something outside. What's out there, Baba? What's out there? A ton of dog and cat toys are still made with plastic or come in plastic packaging, which is super unsafe for your animals, and then inevitably you're just bringing more plastic into your house. Whether it's a hard chew toy or a plush toy with plastic accessory parts, very unhealthy for your dogs and cats. And plus, 99% of the time, if they have a chew toy in their mouth, they're looking to chew it and rip it apart. And especially there's a lot of like plush toys out there with like plastic eye parts or plastic nose parts. If your dog or cat gets a hold of that and then they swallow it, it's a choking hazard and it's not good for their digestive system. It's just not good to bring into your house. Try making your own toys. I mean, our animals are way easier to please than you think they are. Once you're finished with that paper towel roll, just throw it on the floor, watch your cat swat it around for hours on end. And if you have some old socks that have holes in them, give it a wash first, tie it into a knot, and your dogs love them. I know my dad's dog, they love it. They just like to chew on the knots. So it's super cheap and easy. So this mostly applies to dogs because cats rarely, if ever, take baths. But if your dog needs baths on a regular basis, try to find more organic or natural shampoo. It'll be better on their skin. Do some research and also ask your vet to find out if they have a shampoo that they recommend. Personally, on Marco, I use an oatmeal shampoo. He's short hair though, so he doesn't really need baths that often, but when he does need baths, he smells really good too. It is super fun to spoil your fur babies. I am definitely guilty of this. But when you're at the pet store, you should really stop and think, Does my dog really need that extra chew toy? Does my cat really need any more catnip? I mean, does Marco really need a sombrero for Cinco de Mayo? I mean, it would be really cute though, wouldn't it? Marco isn't really big into toys anyway, and out of the toy basket that he probably only has 3 toys that are his favorite and plays with all the time, and he ignores the other ones. So it doesn't make sense for me to go out and buy new toys on a regular basis if he's not going to use them. So I have learned from this and stopped buying him toys. I'll maybe only buy him a toy once a year because he just doesn't need it. Going off from that, if your dog or cat has way more toys than they need, or you have extra food or treats that you know they won't eat or they can't eat, instead of throwing that away, donate it to your local animal shelter. There's so many animals out there that are in desperate need for food and treats, and they like to play with toys that maybe your fur baby just doesn't enjoy playing with. And the animal shelters will be super grateful for it too. If you live in a super rural place like me, think about composting your dog's waste. Sounds gross, I know, hear me out. It would most likely need its own pile because if you already compost like your kitchen scraps, it's not super safe to put your pet's doo-doo in with it. They just don't break down the same way, and a lot of times you use your kitchen compost on like your vegetable gardens or something. Your pet's doo-doo compost can't be used on your vegetable garden. You can use it on your flower garden, something that's not edible, but it's unsafe because it has a lot of different chemicals and organic compounds than your kitchen scraps would have per se. If you live in a more urban area where you do not have the freedom to compost, there's plenty of options for biodegradable, environmentally friendly waste bags, and they're really pretty cheap on Amazon. Kitty litter is pretty darn harmful to the environment and the quality of air in your home. A lot of kitty litter brands use things like silica dust, artificial fragrances, and chemicals in their products, which is very unhealthy for you and your cat. Some alternatives to kitty litter could be dirt or sand. Makes your cat feel a little bit more like them wild selves. But if that is not your cup of tea, you think that's a little too messy, you can try sawdust chips, which can be found at your local Tractor Supply store or even your pet store, really. As important as it is in this day and age for humans to become more sustainable in their daily lives, it's important for your pets too. I mean, they are a part of your daily life and they live on this earth too, and it's up to you to help them live that more sustainable life. I hope that you found this helpful and that you might be thinking about implementing some of these changes into your life. I know there are things in this video that I don't already do that I am planning on doing. Marco is taking a little nap on my arm, but that's it for us today. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you like this video and you want to see more like this, let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.